Hello and welcome back to my channel, Simply Beautiful with Emma. If you haven't already, subscribe down below and let me know that you're out there and that you're enjoying my videos. And there's also a little bell, I'm not sure which side it's on, but there's a little bell icon, and if you click on that, then you'll get a notification sent to you to say that I've put a new video up. So that's that. I did put a little teaser out this morning that I was going to talk about change of season skincare, because this time of year, September, certainly in the UK, the weather is starting to change. We've still got some nice warm sunny days, but it's cooler in the morning, cooler in the evening. We're looking at getting the heating on, and our skin starts to recognize that change. So I also mentioned the other day on Instagram that I was going to talk about a palette. So I thought, I know, they do this thing, young people on YouTube do this thing called GWRWM, get ready with me. I had to think about the Dewberries then. And they put their makeup on and they chat about stuff. And I thought, well, let's see if we can do that too. So this is, look at this, it's so beautiful. This is one of the latest palettes from Makeup Revolution, which most of you know is a really affordable makeup brand that I love in Superdrug. Up to the minute, fashionable brand, but well priced, and some really nice nice sort of textures and nice quality of product. So this is called the Imogenation palette. This one I believe is in collaboration with a young YouTuber called Imogenation. I don't know how to say it. Imogenation. There. So she's worked with them to produce, and that's what Makeup Revolution do. They work with some of these young girls on YouTube and create these up-to-date palettes. I think this one is beautiful. It's really sturdy. And what I love as well about the palettes from Makeup Revolution is great big mirrors. Now, this is what we need. Oh, look, there's me forever and ever. Great big mirrors, okay? Now, the colours in here, you've got some neutrals. You've got some vibrant shades. I just saw this and it just screamed autumn to me, okay? My daughter got excited about it as well, so I think it's definitely a palette for all ages. So I really wanted to just try some looks with this. So I am planning to do a full video on this palette because I think it would be a really good buy for a lot of us grown-ups. But I want to play around with some looks with my daughter and a friend and do a full video. But I thought, I finished work for the morning, I've got to go into town, Exeter, and do a couple of bits with my daughter. I'll spruce my makeup up and we can chat about skincare at the same time. So let's go. What should we go for? Let's go for something autumnal, okay? So let's go for Pinky Promise and Berry Blast, because those are probably colours that people would be a little bit nervous about. Now, I'm a big fan of reds and things on my eyes. Reds on the eyes in the right place can really bring out an eye colour, whether it's brown or green or blue. The key is sometimes not to have them right next to the colour of your eye, but to use them as an accent. So let's start packing some colour on there. What we're going to use first, I'm going to go in first with the Pinky Promise, this one here. So, skincare, change of season. I do a lot of treatments in the salon and I do a lot of work on my own skin with acids, things like alpha hydroxy acid, lactic acid, these natural products that come from fruits and different plants that gently but effectively help exfoliate the skin. Most of you, again, anybody who's certainly come to the salon knows I'm a little bit loath to use granular exfoliators on a more mature skin, because really it's not giving us an effective exfoliation. And a lot of us ladies are prone to a bit more high colour, and we don't want to be exaggerating that with slightly harsh exfoliation. So but the thing is, when you're using acid products, they can obviously increase your sensitivity a little bit to sunlight, because you're making the skin slightly more sensitized. And then if you're out in bright sunlight, it can increase the chances of you getting pigmentation on the skin and sort of brown marks. So that's not something that we really push in the summer, but this is the time of year to really start pushing the boundaries with your exfoliation. It's not going to remove any tan. There you go, see? I think that makes my blue eyes pop a bit more. It's not going to remove your tan that you've got left over from the summer. If anything, it's going to brighten your tan and make it last longer because it's lifting off those flat skin, dull skin cells that are no longer reflecting the light. It's going to make your tan look fresher and brighter, but it's also going to remove a lot of debris from the skin that's built up over the summer. During the summer, a lot of us obviously use, and quite rightly, and I nag about it all the time, sun protection products, but some of them can be quite rich and the skin can sometimes get a little bit congested. And lose a little bit of its natural luster. So now is definitely the time to up your exfoliation. So be looking out for products with acid in them, okay? Lots of them are creams. They're not difficult to use. They're like light masks. So now is the time to start exfoliating as the sun is getting less strong. So just taking that slightly more red shade. So I've just applied it to above the dusky pink and I'm just going to blend that out. I haven't really planned this look, so it's kind of going to go, but I do think, look, it makes my blue eyes look bluer and it makes green eyes look greener and it makes brown eyes look browner. It's reds on the eyes are really brilliant. So that's one thing, step up your exfoliation. The next thing is to maybe think about bringing some oils. I'm just having a look to see what I'm going to use next. There's a really, really pretty peachy shade here, this one, Baby Girl, that's got a little bit of glimmer to it. So I'm going to take that onto the inner corner of the eye. So yeah, now might be the time to start thinking about adding some oils into your skincare regime. You can use oils on your skin as long as you use the right oils. Even if you have got an oily complexion, there are certain oils, things like ylang-ylang oil, that will actually help balance out an oily complexion. I use products containing oils and I actually have an oily T-zone and they don't make my makeup slide. So don't be afraid of bringing oils into your routine. And I would certainly recommend as well, and now we're talking about oils, if you don't already, now is a good time of year when you're not putting lots and lots of heavy sun protection on your skin to start bringing in a cleansing oil. We tend to start wearing a little bit more makeup as well as we go into the autumn months. And our skin again is put through the ringer with more makeup, and a cleansing oil really emulsifies makeup, removes it, hydrates the skin, and then you can use a sort of a foaming or whatever cleanser you like on top. So the summer has really been all about protecting the skin and enjoying the tan. Now is really the time to start repairing your skin. So upping the exfoliation, applying oils into your regime, whether it be with a cleansing oil or an overnight oil on your skin. Liz Earle has some amazing oils in her range. The ones that spring to mind, I use Monu in the salon, and I'm actually going to start talking to you about Monu. I am going to put like a separate playlist though, because I don't want people to think that I'm just plugging the brand that I use in the salon and I retail to my clients. It really is a case that I love the brands, but what I will do is I will put them in a separate Monu playlist. So if you think, oh well, she's got that brand in her salon, of course she's going to talk about it. That's fine, that's fine. You know, you don't have to watch all my videos. And I will sort of say, right, disclaimer, this is the brand I use in the salon and I do retail it. However, these are some key products, even if it's just to advise you what else to go out there and look for. So Monu has some brilliant facial oils. Declior I'm trying to do this without opening my mouth. Declior have been famous forever and a day for their amazing pre-blended facial oils. I can't talk and do eyeliner at the same time. But now is definitely the time to start adding some oils into the skin. They can balance, they can protect. Some people, if you have very dry skin as well, and you find that sometimes your foundation goes a bit dry and chalky on you, just experiment. Experiment on a day where you're maybe not going, to see the Queen for tea, but you can always put a tiny little drop of facial oil into your foundation and actually create a slightly richer texture. So that's a little so So it's really just a case of thinking more about repairing the skin now. The sun, and particularly in this country, we have had a summer that certainly, I'm 43 and I don't remember it being this hot for this long. Maybe the year I had my daughter, so that would have been going into 2005. That was pretty hot, but this has been a trial on the skin, and a lot of us are going to have, I mean, you can see I've got my foundation on, but if you look really carefully, you can see I've got this marking on my forehead, and that is pigmentation damage, and that's something that has happened in years gone by and has really been made worse now because we've had such a lovely but a very hot summer. So I have used, so you can see the pinks are really, really nice. They can be nice and subtle. I'm just going to keep blending that until I'm happy. So really nice colours for going into autumn, the pinks and the reds. So I used the Pinky Promise on my lid. I used the Berry Blast above the crease, and then I used a little bit of the Baby Girl right in the inner corner to give it a little bit of a pop. I've then just used some black mascara. I've not gone all the way in with the mascara eyeliner. I've just done the outer corner because I'm not going out on the tan. I'm just going into Exeter to do some bits. I'm going to zhuzh up my mascara because it's been on since early this morning. Yeah, so look at experimenting with some better formulas. And also, one of the things that I forget as well, when I was talking to a client about this, I get the odd spot and breakout, you know, like a lot of women do. And I panic. And even though I know what I'm doing, I panic and I start treating my skin for spots like it's a spotty teenage skin. And then I wonder when my complexion starts to look a little bit dull and a little bit washed out and a little bit chalky. And it's because I've been using textures that are all about controlling oil and dealing with spots and not nourishing a skin of my age. So getting control of your skin and balancing your skin isn't always about treating every last little thing that you see. Sometimes if you are 40 plus, you need to treat your skin of someone who is moving through the years, get some richer formulas, some richer textures. I think loads and loads of videos ago, and if I can, if I'm sensible enough, I can intersperse here. I have these little salicylic acid dots that I can pop onto individual breakouts. That way I can keep using my anti-aging products, but put these little salicylic acid dots all around. Oh, and something, I talk about salicylic acid a lot, and it's the thing that I really recommend for people with white milia, little white bumps that a lot of us ladies get, and also for spots. And I should say more often, if you are allergic to aspirin, then you mustn't use salicylic acid, because salicylic acid comes, I believe, again, from the same source as aspirin. So you mustn't use salicylic acid if you are allergic to aspirin. There's my little line. I'm just going to do my eyebrows a minute, and then I'll come back and we can finish our little chat. I'm back with my brows on. I've made you guys watch me put my brows on so many times. I thought it would bore you rigid. But actually, little side point, I used this colour, to do my eyebrows. Now these colours in here, these main colours, are what they call transition colours. So you can use them to actually help with blending when you're moving from one shade to another, and I can do a video on that if you want. I actually like the fact that these are super neutral colours, and I would use these every day, all day. So I like the fact they're actually double size. But, you know, I use this one for my eyebrows, and I probably would use this one. In fact, I'm going to, that says, oh, lots of K. So, oh, K. I would use this for contouring. So I'm just going to take some of this shade here, OK, onto a slightly thinner brush, and I'm going to use it to zhuzh up my contour. Just because a product is meant to be for the eyes doesn't mean you can't use it elsewhere. My rule of thumb, and this is the same as in skincare, I always say to people, if it's good enough for the eye, it's good enough for the lip. So when you're putting on your eye product, anything that's left, take it down over your lip area. So if something is tested and approved for your eyes, then it's safe to use everywhere. If something is a blusher or something is a lipstick, I would always exercise a little bit more caution when trying to take it over anywhere over to the eye, because the things for the eyes have to be the most tested, the most safe formulas, which are safe everywhere. But something that goes on your cheek, yes, has to be safe and tested, but not, maybe it doesn't have to be ophthalmically tested. So I would be a little bit more loath to place it on my eye. So eye stuff can go everywhere, not everything can go on your eye. So yeah, I've used that one on here, and I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. This shade here, Loving Life, I'm just going to pop this almost like a highlighter, but without any shimmer or shine, because I don't really want to be shimmery and shiny, because I'm just going to Exeter. But it's just a nice peachy shade that I can pop on top of my cheekbones, just to give me that little soft bit of highlight, but without any bounce back of light. So yeah, look, that's one palette, and I've done one eye look, I've done my contour, and I've done my little bit of highlight without sparkle. I love it when you get a big palette like this, again, that's safe for the eye and you can use absolutely everywhere. And the challenge I know you're all looking at is butterfly, thinking how's she going to use that and make it look good? Well, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to come up with a really good look. So there will be a full video on this palette, because I think it's really versatile, and I think if this was all that you bought for your autumn makeup sort of boost, I think you would do very well. So look out for that video coming. So just need to powder the old schnoz. Take the shine off. There we go. I think it's looking okay now. So pop specs on so I can see what I'm doing. I have new specs, guys, that they're filthy, that basically have got the anti-glare coating on them, so that I can see you, but you can also see me. So you might see a little bit of a green haze, but you can actually see me now. So that's cool. So I'm going to be able to wear them more. So to recap with the skincare, let's get exfoliating, okay? Not just using scrubs and things that are meant for younger skins or male skins. Let's get intelligent with our skincare. Let's look for alpha hydroxy acid. Let's look for lactic acid. Let's look for exfoliating creams. Let's look for exfoliating masks. Let's look for things that actually brighten and slough away the dead skin cells without scratching and irritating, particularly because we're going into the cooler months where some of us get a bit ruddy cheeked, and the last thing we want to be doing is irritating our skin. Soup up our cleansing routine. Introduce maybe a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm into your routine. Micellar water and stuff is great. Perfect. Love micellar water. Removes your makeup, but we really need to be working with creamier, richer, more nourishing ingredients now, particularly as a lot of us start wearing more makeup going into the winter. And also really think about incorporating oils into your skincare. So you can put a little drop of skincare oil into your foundation to make a slightly richer consistency. If your skin is dry, you can use it overnight. They're an amazing essential oils in the right formulation. Are incredibly potent. They are, you know, they work so deep down into the layers of the skin that they really can bring about a difference. So again, look at your Eliza, look at your Decleor, I'm going to be talking about some with Monu. Do your research. And with everything in life, and skincare and makeup as well, spend as much as you can comfortably afford to. There's always an alternative out there if you're looking for something and you'll really want the high end. If you struggle to shop, if you struggle to find things that you want, my clients ask me questions all the time. Just leave me a comment down below and I'll come back to you and try and find you a suggestion from something you can pick up in your price range. But I will be doing some in-depth product talk about the Monu range that I work with all day, every day, which hopefully will educate everybody generally about product and what ingredients to be looking for. So look out for a look video soon with some other lovely faces, not just my old mug. And have a great rest of the weekend. Nice to see you all. Bye.